Hey, everybody. Welcome to Autism Moms Believe. I'm so excited, man. And I just wanted to today, this is what I wanted to do today. I want to introduce me. I want to introduce myself. I want everybody to kind of know exactly who I am. And I want you all to kind of get an idea of why I say some of the things that I say. And I know a lot of times, when you see me on this platform, I'm always, rooting for autism moms, and I'm always talking about, autism moms and everything. But I let you know that I'm an autism mom. But really and truly, do you know if I'm an autism mom if I have not told you exactly who I am? And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm from Georgia, straight like that. I'm from Georgia, and a lot of times, when you look at somebody like myself, if you see me on a platform, you think that all of this stuff just comes out of the blue, and I already know that so many autism moms have so many stories, and it's almost like a journey. At first, you don't want to say nothing, but then when you figure out that it's important for you to say something, then you really want to do it. You really want to go for it. And so that's the reason why I'm here. I'm here because I was an autism mom that was in the house, and I changed and understood that my voice needed to be heard. And so now I'm an autism mom on a platform, and I started Autism Moms Believe because I want all autism moms to be on a platform. And strictly, that's what Autism Moms Believe really means. That's what it means in general. But from the beginning, I knew that I was doing the right thing. And I'm gonna say it like that. I knew that I was doing the right thing. I knew that everything that I did was right. I was a church girl. I'm still a church girl. I'm still a church girl. My parents, they have their own church. My dad is a pastor. And to be frank, my husband is a minister. You know what I mean? And so I've always been a church girl. Church have always been my foundation. When I was in high school, my husband actually proposed to me at my high school prom. We are high school sweethearts. I've been with my husband since I was 15 years old. And so we're high school sweethearts. We did it the right way. You know what I mean? And when I got out of college around 21, 22, I got married, right? So we've been married for about 19 years flat. So we had my daughter the next year, and we had my oldest son a couple years later, like 4 or 5 years later. I was shocked to know that my oldest son had autism. To be quite frank, I did not even know what autism was. Y'all already know my phone. It's just going off. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. But anyway, I was shocked. I didn't even really know what autism was. I didn't know. I really didn't never hear the word autism. And I know he's 13 now, and 13 years ago it was different. Now they have a lot of different things in place. They know to give you the AAC device if your child's not talking. If they are slow with speech, they you know exactly what to do. But back then, and I'm saying back then because that was 13 years ago, no one knew. No doctor, no therapist, no nothing. And right now, a lot of doctors, a lot of therapists, they do take their time to diagnose your child. But back then, they really took their time. And my son started out with ear infections. He had over 22 ear infections. And they finally put ear tubes in his ears, right? And then they diagnosed him with autism. He was completely fine at the beginning, and then he started to regress. And I know a lot of people might say that, and they might have that same story, but really and truly, that's what happened. So fast forward, he started to, just be very rambunctious. He used to jump on, ceiling fans. He used to jump on, he used to jump on refrigerators and counters and stuff that you like, unbelievable stuff, standing on his head for hours, like real deal stuff, and it I found myself like straight up like in a box, right? Like I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't have any visitors. I mean, I really just did not um feel like I was moving forward in my life because of my child and because I was trying to figure out how to help my child. And people, I mean, they just won't. It was no help. It just seemed like it was no help. The only thing that they could say is go to therapy, go to your doctor, go to therapy. I mean, there's not a magical pill for autism. There's no cure for autism. And so as he got older, I started to find myself so much in a box, and I was not comfortable like that. I wasn't used to that. I was very, very active. I was active everywhere that I went. I was active. I was in all kinds of stuff at school. I played basketball. I was a majorette. I was in the cheer team. I cheer track and dance line. I mean, I did it all. And then in my church, I mean, I was I was in charge of the dance team then, and the choir. I was directing the choir, and I did Sunday school, and then I was the secretary. Then it was a lot that I did. But then when my son came along, he stopped a lot of that because my husband had to work, and nobody could care for my son because my son was everywhere. I mean, he was completely everywhere. And so as he got 5 and 6, I found myself like, I have to do something about this because I just can't just be sitting up in here doing this. I need help. So I went to the Lord. At first I was mad at God when he first came, and I figured out he had autism. But then, as he got 6, I went back to the Lord and I said, hey, man, you got to help me. And if you help me, I'll help somebody else. If you help me, I will show your people exactly what you did. If you help me, I will tell somebody else. If you help me, I will help the situation the best way I know how, not just my situation, but other people's situation. And people needed to understand what moms go through that have autistic children. I mean, it's a secret. It's a secret. No one talks about it. No one really want to know really, really, truly what we go through. And you know what? I'm not going to even say they don't want to know. I want to say they're not thinking about it really like that. They might look at us and be like, oh, I wonder how she doing that. If they see you in the street, if they see you in the grocery store, if they see you at church, if they see you, in the mall struggling, or when I say struggling, I mean like maybe your kiddo done had a meltdown and now you just trying to be calm to make sure he's doing the right thing or she's doing the right thing, or you trying to get him out of a situation, and they might just have some empathy for you. But they don't think about when you get home, then what? Then the next day, then what? And then if the doctor don't say nothing, then what? They're not thinking about that. And so all of these things that we go through are considered secrets because they really, truly are not told. They're really not. They're not told. And so I had a passion. I had a perspective. I had a feeling that, people needed to know this stuff. People needed to understand that autistic kids are out here. You need to respect them when you see them. You don't need to just be gawking at them or something like that. No. You need to speak to them. Just because they have, issues with communication right now does not mean that they're going to get better later. Yeah, because a lot of times, people are just not familiar. They're not familiar. And so I told the Lord, hey, give me an outlet, give me a plan. And so he gave me True Blue Brothers. True Blue Brothers is right here behind me. That's my first platform. It has 30,000 followers currently right now here on Facebook, but we're also on TikTok as well as Instagram. And it's basically just my voice. True is my last name, Truitt, CRU. And then blue represents autism, the color blue. And then brothers is my boys, John and JJ. And so as I started to build that platform, I began to see that it was a lot of, it was a lot of moms that had a lot of questions. And I noticed that they needed an outlet. They needed a platform. They needed each other. Really, we need each other, because I know if I don't know something or I haven't went through something with my child, I'm sure you have. So if my son have issues with elopement, your son might have issues with epilepsy or pica, or it's all kinds of stuff that autism pushes into autistics' lives. Yeah, autistic kids go through a lot, and they're all different. And so I said to myself, man, we need a platform. And that's how Autism Moms Believe Exclusive Community came about. And when I say exclusive, I mean exclusive. And the reason why I say that is because when you enter into Autism Moms Believe Exclusive Community, I want you to know you can ask anything. You can request anything. You can talk about anything. You can post anything. You can introduce yourself and let them know exactly where you are, to see if people are around you to help you. Do local community groups, support groups. We got resources in there. We got sensory toys, Discovery sensory toys stuff in here. If you need sensory toys, we got the answers to everything that you probably are requesting or you need. That's the name of the game of Autism Moms Believe Exclusive Community. And another reason is because I want to make sure that the people that are in there, the moms that are in there, the grandparents, the caregivers, the doctors, I want them to be comfortable starting a platform. I want them to be comfortable advocating for our children, autistic children. We have people in there that have autistic kids that are older, 18, 19, 20, 20 plus. You know, they become adults. That it just don't stop. They just don't just not have it. There is no cure. So we want to make sure that everybody that enters in, they're getting comfortable with posting, they're getting comfortable talking about their situation, they're getting comfortable getting answers to all of their questions. That's the name of the game. That's what we're here for. This is not like like this is not like we just on here just to be on here. No, it's a whole platform. It's a whole reason why. We're going to have a virtual resource fair coming up next month, and it has all kinds of moms in there that has several resources that they've connected to. A lot of these moms really have some of them have their own platforms already, and some of them work with nonprofits. They work with companies that can get you what you need for your kids. And if they don't work for them, they're going to find the person to get you what you need for your kids. Trust me. That's what we are all about. We're here to solve issues. We are the solution group. We want to make sure that that's clear. And we want to make sure too that people that don't have autistic kids understand that we're here. And we need support. We need understanding, and we also need things to go in a way where, you know, we're included. Our children are included. We have one parent in there that she's working with the PTA, a special needs PTA. She's one of the few that, you know, in her district where she stays, you know, they wanted to implement a special needs PTA because all the kids at the school, the special needs kids, they didn't have a PTA. That is huge. That's a big deal. We're working on special needs ministries for every single church. Like every church needs to have that. That's so important. It's so important. So this is my thing. When we come together and we do this thing, and we're talking and we are connecting and we're making sure that, you know, we are doing the best that we can to implement as much as we can to hit every avenue for every single mom. We want to make sure that everybody plays their part. So that comes with God, you see. You know, He asks us to love His people. He asks us to love Himself. He asks us to have patience, courage. You know what I'm saying? So we have rules in the community, whereas we have to have patience. We have to have courage. We have to make sure that we love each other and we're committed to initiating oneness. That's the name of the game. Like this is something, a movement like no other. And that brings me to my first and only, subject that we're going to talk about today. My first and only subject. And that's when you're in trouble. First off, you got to be honest about it, and you got to make sure that because you are asking for support, you need to support other people the best way you know how. And I know at the beginning when you have autistic children, it's really hard, but at the end of the day, you can push through and you can try to help as many people as possible. I chose social media because social media is a place where I can be stable, be grounded, and be mobile, because that helps me. That helps me. But what helps me when I'm in trouble? What helps me when I'm in trouble? And when I say in trouble, I'm talking about when I have a day and I have felt like, I can't get any answers coming through. I can't help my child. I can't. It's just something about, when you are to the tip top hill of, I just got to just run away right now. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. It's too much going on. What do you do when you're in trouble? What do you do when you're in trouble? What do we do as autism moms when we're in trouble? What do we do? What do we do? It's almost like some people say drink some tea, drink some coffee, get you something to relax yourself with, get yourself, something you like, go shopping, go get your hair done, do something to whereas it is relaxing you or making you calm, get you a nice dinner, or ask somebody to watch your child for a couple hours, or, you know, you know, get you some shoes, Sometimes, that works for typical moms, but that don't work for us. I mean, it's all right. I mean, thank you. You feel me? Thank you. I take it, but that does not change my situation. That doesn't change the fact that I still got to come to the house and still got my child. It doesn't change that fact. It doesn't change that fact. You're not gonna help me with that. You're not gonna help me with that. The only way you're gonna help me is if you help me with my child and my child get better. And my child, and some moms be like, I want my child to just be typical. I just want my child to just don't even have it. I just, But what if God says, because you are the way you are, this is helping you move toward him, to shift toward him more, to grow in him more, to elevate him more, to make sure that your character is on point before you leave this earth. What if he's saying that? What if he's saying that you can't get what you want? What if he's saying that through your children? Your children are really pretty much saving you. What if he's saying that? What if he's saying that? Well, let me tell you something. This is how I feel. I feel like in the middle of any situation, in the middle of any circumstance, guess what? God comes through. He makes a way out of no way. When you feel like everything is finished, when you feel like everything is done, he comes through and he makes a way every single time. You can't tell me he didn't do it, because if he didn't, you wouldn't be here. He did it. He did it every single time. He did it. So why would you have the audacity to get up here and say, oh, well, I don't want this and why this and that? Man, accept what God allows. Even if you don't want it. Even if you don't like it. I had to go through the same thing. I'm still going through it. It don't ever stop, because situations and circumstances come up every single day. And in our case, as autism moms, they might be different every single day. It's like, dog, I didn't even know he did that. Oh man, I didn't even know she could do that. It's always different. It's a different thing. It's a different way. It's a different atmosphere. It's a different structure. We are different. Different everywhere. Every day is different. You don't know if your child gonna get it right or don't get it right. You don't know if your child gonna regress. You don't even know if your child is gonna come home and, they got scars all over their arm, and you trying to figure out what happened, and nobody can't even tell you what happened. Yeah. We don't know what happens when our children are gone. We don't know what happens at school. For real. I mean, that's just on, we just don't know. That's one of the things that we have to deal with as autism moms. That's why we always want our children, but then we're exhausted, then we don't want them. We want a break, but man, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't see them if I do get a break from somebody. It's like a catch-22. It's like bittersweet, So it's like, what do we do? What? And I'm going to tell you the answer. I always say the answer. The answer is trust God. The answer is trust God. You have to trust God through any trouble. When trouble inside your way, when trouble in the way, you got to trust God regardless. You have to every single day. My husband always say, before the blessing, you're going to have turmoil. You're going to have trouble. You're going to have all that before your blessing. After your blessing, you're going to have trouble. Before and after. You got to look forward to the blessing. You got to look forward to the things that are going to be great. And guess what? That's what comes with belief. You have to believe that. If you don't ever believe that, you ain't going to never go nowhere. You ain't going to never be successful at what you want to do. You ain't going to never even branch out what you want to do. You're not going to do it. You're gonna stay in your box and you ain't gonna never do nothing. You ain't gonna never go nowhere. You ain't gonna never figure out, okay, so what is my purpose with my kids? With having autistic kids, I still have a purpose. You think that because you got autistic kids, you ain't got no purpose? You think because you got autistic kids, you can't still live your life and do your thing? No. No, that's not how this works. That's not what God says. You got to figure it out. You cannot allow autism to stop you from living the life that you know that's going to be good. Come on, believe. Come on, believe. Come on and believe. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have belief, you ain't going to have nothing. You ain't going to have nothing. I've been there. I've been in the house, and I ain't talking about, just for a couple of days and then no, years. 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years. Straight up. Stuck. Like, I guess it's the end all be all. I guess I ain't got no purpose. I guess I ain't gonna do nothing. I guess because I just don't know what to do with my child. It's just, I don't know. Come on. That's not how this works. Find your power. Get into the exclusive community. Be about your business. Start a podcast. Start a nonprofit. Find nonprofits in your area. Do what you need to do with your autistic kids, because they are the blessing. They are the blessing. Once you start to do whatever you need to do, then your whole situation gonna get easier. It's gonna get better. It's so many secrets out here for autism moms. It's so many, and the world needs to know those things. But in the meantime, we got to get on it. People need to know about autism. People need to understand that kids with autism will be in the midst of typical children. They deserve that. And anybody and everybody deserve an opportunity to be free, be normal, do whatever they need to do. Even if they stemming in, in the grocery store, let them stem. You got to get used to that. It's a comfort thing. Most of that stuff is all about you being uncomfortable. I'm still working on it, and if you still working on it, it's no autism mom that's perfect. So don't make nobody make you feel bad, because nobody is perfect. Nobody don't got everything. Nobody. Everybody has stuff to work on. And so this platform, Autism Moms Believe, it's promoted, it's structured for the autism mom. It is structured for all autism moms. For all of us. What is an autism mom? A mom that has autistic children. And don't say, well, I don't have autism. No. If you feel like, you need an explanation as to what that is, and I'm going to reiterate it because there's many people that get it twisted. If you have autism, you're an autistic mom. That means you have autism and you have children. Again, you are autistic and you have children. That's an autistic mom. We are autism moms, period. To the day we close our eyes, we got to deal with autism. So why not come together in a centralized, structured community to help one another? And that's what we're doing. We're over 1,100 people. To God be the glory. And we are expanding, and we are building, and we are trusting, and we are believing on the Lord. Even when trouble comes our way, even when trouble is in the midst, even when we don't know what to do, we know we got answers. We have answers. We have answers. We have to make our own way. We have to make our own way, and it is working. And to God be the glory for all that He has done. He's good now. Oh, He makes ways out of no ways. He gives you strength when you don't have no strength. He provides. Trust me. So anything that you need, any questions that you have, listen, DM me. DM Coach, and understand this. The more you push, the more you grow, the more you advance. You're going to reach higher. Once you reach higher, you will see that things get easier and easier and easier. You got to put the work in. You can't be afraid to do hard things. Do not be afraid to do hard things. Don't be afraid. This is not no time to be afraid. We got to be bold, and we got to stand up with it. When you start if you got a program, if you are on anything, it don't matter what you're doing. If you got a book, whatever you doing, DM, let me know. Let me know so I can market it. We can broadcast it. We can tell the world, because we have to advance together. Together. All right, I got to go. Look, it's almost been 30 minutes today. I am so happy. I'm so blessed. I feel so grateful that I am partnering with you. I partner with you. I am with you all the way. This platform is for you and you alone. Anybody who loves you, anybody who understands and don't understand, tell them to come and follow us. We going, we moving, we growing, we accelerating, we advancing, we're talking. We are getting better. Hey, we getting stronger. We getting mightier. We're getting more boastful. We gonna tell the world about autism. We got to. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Our future holds this information, so our future can be a little bit brighter for our children. Why? Because we are the voice. I stand up for mine. I know you stand up for yours, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be hearing my voice right now. My voice tells you that, hey, it's time. It's go time. It's go time. It's go time. Or you find your way. I don't care if when you get to the grocery store, when you get to your job tomorrow, or you get to your church, or you get down the street, or you talk to a neighbor, you let them know about your autistic child. You let them know about autism. And we're going to start branching out. We're going to have shirts, and we're going to start branding ourselves. We're going to have hats and anything we need, keychains, or whatever we need to do to get to what we need to get to go, we're going to do it, because that's what it's all about. Everybody needs to know about autism, so you don't be afraid to branch out and move your child where your child needs to go, where he or she needs to go, where they need to move. Yes, they can go to college. Yes, they can be successful. Yes, they can live in a place where you ain't living at. Yes, it can happen. If you only believe. To God be the glory. I gotta go. It's been 30 minutes, seriously. To God be the glory for all that he has done. Thank you, Jesus, for everything that you have done, God. I thank you in advance for every single mom, every single caregiver, anybody who hears me on the sound of my voice. I thank God for you. I know that God is going to bless you. He's going to elevate you in a way that you have never been elevated before, because that's who he is. He is gracious. He is powerful. He is almighty, and nobody can stop him. So if you are in the midst of a blessing, if you say, hey, let's go. If you say, yeah, I'm ready to push forward. I'm ready to be an advocate for autism. I'm ready to not be afraid. I'm ready to pull a little bit out my box. Look, don't rush. Don't rush. But if you're ready, let's go. Hey, this is the Autism Mom. I'm out. Peace and blessings. And as I always say, it always seems impossible. Impossible. Until it's done. To God be the glory. I'll see y'all later. Love you all with the love of Christ. I'll see you next time.